Hey everyone, this is Sean Powell. I want to take a few minutes and talk about Exitus Elite and people who come into the business right from day one. Or if you're thinking about coming to Exitus Elite, why would I choose Exitus Elite compared to other businesses? Okay, first of all, my cat acting crazy. She'll probably walk across the screen in a minute. Um, First of all, I've done other businesses, and I've done several types of businesses actually. I've done residual businesses. I've done businesses where you just got paid. I was getting like $37 for every sale that come through, and I've done businesses where it was like a rev share, and I've done businesses where it was high ticket. Now it's going to be Exitus Elite, and from what I've done and the order I've done it in, the very first business I came into was what do you want to call them? Freebies, and that really seemed to be something that a lot of people like. The number one thing that comes with a freebie site, y'all, or anything of that nature that you can, refer and reference as the size of it, money that you're making, is it's really easy to attract people in the Facebook world, and that alone can bring you a lot of leads if you get out there and really, really hammer it out and just get the work put in, and that's going to make a huge list for you. Now, that list, if they really go after it and they like that, then. But the thing with Facebook, y'all, I've learned is that people have a tendency to want something for free or just about free. Now, when they come to freebie sites, they have that potential of doing that. And what I'm saying is they can sign up, and then the very first one that they make, they could take and convert it for them getting in. So they literally can sponsor their way from nothing to getting, where they can promote, everything's taken care of, and then they start making money. Now, I made about $4,000 in about, told you, sorry about that. I made about $4,000 in about 2 months doing freebie sites, and it was on a regular basis. Now, something else I learned, people on Facebook, they absolutely love to see a stream of income that is low dollar. What I mean by saying that is, let's say if I was making $350, quit, $350 a day, and and I was every day making it, you would think that people would really react to that and be impressed. They're not. Now, let's say if I'm doing a freebie site where I'm making $33 or $37 a day, or two of those or three of those a day at times, and it was going up and down, and people could see it. And I missed a day here. You're gonna have to quit. Gone now. I have to quit. And when I'm showing that down for me getting paid every day through PayPal or whatever it was, people eat that up. The reason why is they can perceive themselves doing that. A lot of people have a hard time seeing themselves making $350 every day for 3 weeks straight. You know what I'm saying? Initially, I noticed what I got an online business for, but they don't think big enough yet. A lot of people want that free, that small, and they think, oh man, he's got exactly what I want. $33 a day, or $66 a day, or $99, whatever I was making a day. So, if you're doing Facebook, if you're standing out, and if you were doing freebies, that is a great way to make a list. Okay, that's a great way to make a list. Now, let's talk about residual. My former residual income came from Power Lead Systems. Okay, my cat is tripping out. I'm sorry. she's behind the laptop, she's laying on her side, slapping at the keys. So I had to make sure she didn't mess anything up. Okay. Secondly, it's going to be Power Lead Systems and using residual. What I learned about this is very important, is the fact that, especially using it for tools for Power Lead Systems. When I first got in Power Lead Systems, I didn't look at it for the tools itself. The business I was using it as a form of residual income, and they weren't really using the tools. They weren't teaching you to use the tools. So I got into Power Lead Systems backwards. And what I'm saying is I was using it for residual, but I wasn't making my own landing pages, my sales pages. I didn't know what it was. And y'all, to be honest, I went months without even having a domain, because it was just a feeder system that went to a residual income that I was making money, and that's how it was. Well, shortly after, that business I was in decided to do some changes, and I had a huge well, I would say huge, a good following in Power Lead Systems. My very first month in Power Lead Systems, I made $700. My very first $1,000 day came with Power Lead Systems, and to me that was a big day for me. I was very, very impressed. I had just quit my job, and I was in May of 2015, and me and my little boy was at a clay hole. And I was taking the day off. It was amazing. It seemed like the days I didn't do anything when the money came rolling in. And we were looking at they had made an irrigation pond, and had a huge clay hole, about 10 foot all the way around. And my little boy and his best friend, we all three went by air, and we were just playing around. They were playing on the dirt and looking at the little fish swimming around and stuff in the shallow clay hole. So that's what we did. And while I was back there, I kept getting email after email, and I was like, no, I just made $400. I just made, and that's where my first $1,000 day came from. So to me, residual showed me that that's where the money can be at. The problem with a lot of residual is the fact that you don't have a way to make them want to keep going. Power Lead Systems does, because of the fact that you're using it to make your own tools, or using your own tools so you can brand yourself in your business. So Power Lead Systems, with the right kind of people, is a very solid monthly paycheck, or weekly paycheck that will continue to come every month. What I learned is after about the third month in Power Lead Systems, without using it correctly, without really getting out to the right kind of people, teaching people what Power Lead Systems was for, it started dropping off. So it was like having, a bowl with a big hole in the bottom. I was constantly trying to put new people in. And though it was working, I was getting about 40, 45 new gold members a month in that business I was using. It was a great way of bringing them in. They didn't know what it was for, really. So after 2 or 3 months, they were just dropping out the bottom. So when I left that business, I really started looking at how can I benefit from my Power Lead Systems, for making sure that they don't drop out like that. And that's when I found that if I find a business, let's say it's this business, and there was 3 million people in it, or at that time 1.8 million at the very beginning, and there was only like 20,000 people in Power Lead Systems, and I branded myself for that business using Power Lead Systems, using all the landing pages, sales pages, and until this day, that's exactly what I do. Where am I at here? There you go. I make simple pages like this, but it works, y'all. This is absolutely about branding myself and people connecting with me. This is Michael Brandon. He just came into the business. I made a page for him. Anybody comes into my business with me, I'll make a page so they have an extra page to sign up with. It's got straight sign up here and then connect with us, and that's going to be the Facebook group. So, but it looks almost identical to mine because it works. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I do that, and I put his phone number down there so people can connect with him. So that's something else I don't even mention a lot of times, but I build for my people that come into the business with me. So that works for me, for Power Lead Systems. And it's a really good way of branding myself. But the number one thing I learned was when I started doing well in this business, this new business, the rev share I was doing, there was a lot of people following me. And I was telling people in the videos, look, y'all, the answer to your business is Power Lead Systems. The answer is branding yourself, getting out there, people, letting them connect with you. That's always going to be the answer. It's always going to be the answer for any business that you want to do. It's just getting your mind, straight, focusing on the business you believe in, and staying focused and get out to the people, and that's it. It's not hard, y'all. And if you are doing a lower ticket item, I do believe that Facebook will do you fine. Work at home, work from home opportunities, those kind of posting groups like that will do fine. I would highly suggest nobody doing that without watching my video, because of the fact that I do juggle how to stay out of Facebook jail and how to stay on that line that you can keep getting 50, 60 leads. I was getting 100 leads a day, a lot of those days, all at the same time. And I don't know anybody that was able to do what I was doing, to be honest, with Facebook. So yes, I put the work in, and I show people exactly what I did. Now, if you look down here, it has Action Taker Success Group. As soon as you come in, y'all, you can go to the tag. If you haven't already joined, I'd suggest join up there. It's my own Facebook group. And at the pinned post itself, it's going to stand out a lot different. I got a video right there in the pinned post, and I'm telling people, how to do Facebook and YouTube and doing a challenge for them What I would suggest doing if you're going to pick Facebook and start focusing in that direction, or YouTube and focus in that direction, exactly what I would suggest. And then when you looked up above it, the video, you'll actually see, all these other videos. And I have an hour and 5 minute thorough training on nothing but Facebook alone. I'm telling you, that is the best thing I've ever put together to teach anybody, in that sense, because I had studied it for so long and had pure mastered Facebook. Now, YouTube is a lot easier, in so many ways, and people get to relate to you. I would highly suggest, if you're looking to come into Exitus Elite, listening to how I promote Exitus Elite will help you a lot. It really, really will. Now, I don't want to get too far sidetracked here. The big business that I was using for the rev share had 1.8 million people in it. It was constantly growing, y'all. I mean, I'm talking in a month's time, it was amazing how many people were getting in. And it was up to 3.5 million people. Again, 20,000 people in Power Lead Systems. And here I am preaching, telling them that the answer to your business is Power Lead Systems, branding yourself, making your own content like this, and people connecting with you. So, in my opinion, it gave these people a reason to do this for their rev share business. What happened? My drop-offs quit. There was no more drop-offs. All I was doing is my business went up 4 times where I was before I started using this technique of leveraging one business against a big business, small business against a big business, to bring in people in that small business. And again, y'all, if I didn't make $1 in Power Lead Systems, if I didn't make any money, I would still sign up for the next 5 years, because it makes me so much money doing what I do. You understand what I'm saying? There is no better way to me to brand yourself than to use this business. I believe it. Frank Collaborator believes it. A lot of people know this is the answer. Frank, when I first met him, was making $7,500 a week in Power Lead Systems, using it as one of the tools so people could get out to other people in the business. That's exactly what it's doing it for. I was making $900, $1,100 a week average inside of Power Lead Systems. I had gone 27 diamonds, which are $100 each, in 30 days in the business, and I also had put in 45 gold members, and they were sticking. They weren't falling out the bottom. You know what I'm saying? So I knew I was doing something right with the right kind of people. It's getting the right kind of people who want to do well in a business and learning to use it. That's what I was lacking when I first started in Power Lead Systems. It wasn't there. These people were coming into the business to make the money, but they weren't using the tools. These people here were coming into the business to use the tools. Because of that, that made a big difference. Okay. Now, rev share. I'm telling you everything I've done. It is seriously how I started off from, getting free from a job to making 10,000 plus a month, to right much more than that, to where I'm at now. Just to give you some idea of each business, exactly what I figured out from it. So I hope somebody's listening, to help you out. Okay, in the rev share market, people are going to like it and people are not going to like it. The number one thing that grabs people when it comes to rev shares is the simple fact that people want to have security, and they're going to make money without having to sponsor all the time, or they're going to get money if they're not good at sponsoring. So that is kind of like a good fallback for them. The way that they look at rev shares is the fact that and really, y'all, you got to do rev shares for what it's made for. It's for getting out and getting seen and standing out. Now, how do you do that? Like this, y'all. What people get tired of when they are doing, clicking the 50 ads or 20 ads or whatever you're doing for that rev share. The problem is, if you're using something that's from a back office that everybody else is doing, every time they see Power Lead Systems, they see this. Every time they see Exitus Elite, they see this. They're going to click past it like a bad commercial on TV. Now, if you are putting in the content and standing out, I'm going to show you an example of what I consider standing out, y'all. Let me see real quick here. It should let me go to it. Okay. Okay, make sure I've still got my audio going. Everything seems to be good. Okay, if you notice this, y'all, there's me sitting here on the landing page. There's no one else like this, okay? I get to put down here what I want to put. Big bonus, put the first person in your business for you. There's my name, there's my phone number. Contact me with any questions, okay? That right here, y'all, is vital. Now, imagine that you've bought 5 ad packs. Getting seen 5,000 times, 5,000 times, with something that is different that no one else has. And let's say I do a really good job in this video, and I think I did fairly well in this one for standing out. That is how you stand out. A rev share to me is always about your business, but it's going to be about standing out. It's not just getting seen, it's standing out. Facebook is the same way. You know you're going to get seen, but if you're not standing out, you're not going to get those leads. Out of 7 leads the other day, 4 of them came from rev share. And I wasn't even buying ad packs. Just by doing my clicks, I got 34 clicks to see my business. And doing that every day, I was getting leads. Why? Because I stand out. Now, when it comes from here, they sign up or they go through here. Where does it go? Right here. What's it doing? Branding myself. You understand what I'm saying? People have got to learn to use rev shares the correct way. And there's no better way than branding yourself, getting out there and getting seen. If you're rolling over ad packs every day, y'all, you know, for a rev share, and people see you every day, that is branding yourself, y'all. That is severely branding yourself. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what a rev share is for branding yourself just as much, if not more than anything. Now, when I first got my rev share, I went straight to YouTube. Now, what makes me different in this was the fact that I had already taught myself how to master Facebook. I wanted, and I know Facebook would have done fine for this. And to be honest, I probably would have took off like crazy in this. But what I wanted to do when I first got my rev share was I wanted to learn how to master another way. I hadn't really learned how to do YouTube per se for just business. I did like 130 YouTube videos right when I first got in, but it was for a different business. And I really wanted to focus directly on this business here with this. So from day one, I started churning out YouTube videos. I believed in the business, y'all, you know, and I told people what I thought. And when you do that enough, you start to see little insights and little things that other people don't because you're staying so focused on it. So my videos started talking about these other things. And I started telling people how to go big in their business, what it would mean for them, blah, blah, blah. You go big in your business, your downline's way more likely to go big in your business because you did it. Little things like that, you know. And what happened next? My business took off like crazy. I'm talking referral commissions. First 30 days, I made $1,100. Second month, I made $6,000. The third month, y'all, I made $13,000 in referral commissions. And that's exactly how my business took off. And I stayed above $10,000 from there on out. Now, we had a problem with one of the pay sources. It was a big problem. So I had to basically start over again. Again, y'all, I went from 0 to 10,000 plus a month in 90 days. With YouTube alone, without contacting my list at all. That had about 7,500 people I know of. I didn't contact them because I wanted to start from a dead stop and grow. Imagine if I would have contacted that list, how much quicker I possibly would have took off. Again, that's what YouTube can do for you. Now, here I am up to Exitus Elite, right? As soon as I jumped into Exitus Elite, me and Frank Calabro both did it the exact same day. We revealed what the business was. I built up some curiosity for that day or a couple of days with my Facebook posting, you know, without telling them what it was. So when I jumped into Exitus Elite, we had already made something that was getting a lot of attention or starting to get a lot of attention. And people are asking constantly about, well, what's this, blah, 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 you know, what can I get information on? So we unveiled it at the same time at 12 o'clock. Bam, it took off like crazy. First day I made $7,000, and I was contacting my list. First time I'd ever done this, you know, really contacting my list like this. I made 160 leads in 2.5 hours from my list alone. Why did some of that happen? Because I didn't contact my list all the time. I contact my list to let them know where I was at for that month. Hey, y'all, you know, just let you know where this is at for this month, y'all. Another awesome month. I made $12,000 and blah, blah, blah. You know, I wanted to congratulate a couple of people. This person here had 500 ad packs, blah, blah, blah. And that's what I used it for reaching out to the people. But they know I didn't hammer in me starting a new business because I'd never done that. When you don't do that, ironically, when you do, it grabs a lot of attention. People are like, what? Sean, he's doing something else. Really? Because they know that, and to be honest, that rev share had ran into a lot of issues. A lot of people, were having problems with it. So it was time to, focus on something else. So that's what I did. So I was the type that I had to do a lot of homework before I jumped into a business. To be honest, me and Frank wound up being lucky that we wound up being the same business at the same time, because I had already looked at Exitus Elite and was very impressed with it. And what I looked at when I was looking at Exitus Elite was the simple fact that people were getting in that were not gurus, did not have a huge list, and was making really good money. Some people were making $18,000 in a month, and they had been in for 4 or 5 months, and they were still making income like that. So I always felt like that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the normal guy who's applying action. What kind of results are they getting? Then I seen another guy that I was real impressed with. He made $2,000 in the first 24 hours, and his first month, I think he wound up making $24,000, and he did not have a huge list, but he put the work in. That's what I was looking for. That's what I want. I know I'm going to do pretty well in anything I get in because of the fact that I'm going to put the hammer down, I'm going to get out, I'm going to put the work in, and I know that's the answers, but a lot of people don't get that right from the get-go. So those are the ones that I like to see. People that's coming underneath me, and they're able to start making money, just by applying action. I love seeing that. That's the kind of business I want, and that's really what that drove me to Exitus Elite. Secondly, the landing pages and sales pages by itself default look great. So I really think that was a plus also. So you didn't necessarily need power lead systems or anything like that to really start getting signups. And give you an example, y'all, I used one of the default landing pages for the first $10,000 I made in Exitus Elite. And I did it on purpose because I want people to know that you could do it using the default pages. So first day I made a little over $7,000. The first week, on the 7th day, I made $20,000. And the first 13 days, I made $31,000. First month, I made $40,000 total in Exitus Elite. And I mean, give you an example, y'all. This has been months later. This is 3/16 this morning. This is a payment that came in, so I made another $1,000. Here's $1,000 I made here. I mean, those are leads. I don't know how much further down it gets, but I mean, still the point is, I had another week in the last week of September. I made $5,000 in 1 week. And to me, that's a lot of money to be coming in from any business. You know what I'm saying? Let me get back to a picture up here. Yeah, let me show you this one. I don't know why it does that sometimes. It'll be all right. We'll just go with this one. Okay. But anyhow, that was showing where I made $31,000 in 13 days. Okay. Exitus Elite, to me, because people need to connect with you, they need to see you in a video form, or they need to be hearing you on the phone. I think video first and them closing the sale on the phone is a great way. The phone is something a lot of people take for advantage, advantage or don't take advantage of. This is an old S3 phone. This is how I got free from a job, using this for Facebook. I was using the heck out of it, and it's still the same phone that got me free from a job. And I know so many people's got the S7, S6, S5, and stuff like that. It does what I need it to do, and it still makes good videos. I could sit here, I could do everything I'm doing right now with this phone if I like. I bought a $4 stand, and that's been it. Y'all, I don't know how much money this phone's made me, but it's been a lot of money from this phone. And I continue to do videos so people get to relate to you. They get to hear you. They know that you're telling the truth, or hope they know you can tell the truth. Sincerity, y'all, is the #1 thing. You don't script anything. Imagine if I try to script what all I've said so far. I'd have page after page after page. It's easier to find something you believe in, open your mouth, apply the action, and tell people what you've learned by doing so. And that's exactly what I'm about to do right here, y'all. Find a business you believe in. You stay focused at one way of getting out to the people, okay? If you want to do Facebook, which I mean posting in the groups and things like that, I'm going to tell you It's a great way of getting leads. It's a great way to build a list. But you are going to struggle at $1,000 product on Facebook like that. The only way I would even attempt doing that would be doing videos just like this right here, just like I'm doing right now. Upload it to your timeline and then post them into the groups. Now, the reason this is the best and most effective way is because when you do a YouTube video and post it up there, it doesn't automatically start. And I've heard people, I know you can go inside the code and put 1 instead of 0, so it'll start. It doesn't start on Facebook like that. It just does not start automatically like that. You post from your timeline, it will. So if you wanted to post from your timeline and get out to these groups and learn how to do it that way, that would work for you. But at the same time, I would be about the only approach I could see really thoroughly in work at home, work from home opportunity groups that would work like that. Now, your timeline is vital in any source. I don't care how you want to get out to the people. If it's going to be Facebook, YouTube, whatever it is, I don't really care. You have got to have your timeline and definitely a timeline and maybe a Facebook group itself that people can see you're active in. And you got somewhere that they can put people around. Why a Facebook group is so vital is because a Facebook group gets to legitimize the business. It's not just you making money. It's not just you and maybe the person in that group, which in my case was Frank Collaborative. It's not just us making money. You get to see other people is making money. You get to see when they get qualified and they're excited and they put, comments and stuff like that. Things like that matter. And people want to see that. So in my opinion, and plus, it gives them a place to connect. They might find somebody else there they really connect with. I get a lot of people connect with me, and I'm not their sponsor. You understand what I'm saying? And help everybody, man. You get by giving. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you that. If I help you and you didn't come into Exitus Elite with me, and and you're in the groups with me and stuff like that, and then the next business somewhere down the road, you don't think that they wouldn't be very likely to jump into business with me? You understand what I'm saying? That's kind of where that 7,000 that first day came from. Now, I'd say probably the first 10,000 I made, or 10,000 of it right from the get-go, pretty close, was from downline who was interested in the business. You know what I'm saying? Or people who weren't my downline but were interested and connected with me because of it, because of me being in the groups and doing well in other businesses and things like that. That just comes with the territory. But y'all, I put the hammer down and was killing YouTube. And you can look at how many YouTube videos I put in. And that is what got most of my people to come through the business. So it was not just from my list. What I was getting mostly of was from YouTube. And to me, that's exactly what I do. So in my opinion, video format is going to be the answer because people need to connect with you. If this was a $20 item, it wouldn't matter. It's not. This is $1,000. Secondly, if you look down in my description, you're going to see my phone number. It says call me, and you see my link. Call me part right here, y'all. To me, it's very important because they want to know 3 things, 3 very important things. Are you real? Are you actually going to answer the phone? Are you going to be able to, are you accessible? And number 3, do you actually believe in your business? In my opinion, when you get somebody on the phone and you know that this person is a $1,000 potential phone call, you need to give them the attention they deserve. Don't be clicking over. Don't be doing anything like that, right? Stay focused at who this person is and talk to them normal. I talk to a lot of people, y'all, for the first 15 minutes. We'll talk about the state they're from, fishing, cars, whatever. The business they're in right now, what they're going through. I don't care. Just shut up and listen. You understand what I'm saying? And then when they're done, then you can talk about the business. You want to be a real person. Don't be some guru guy that turns into someone else on the phone or in video. It doesn't matter. Do I look like I'm trying to impress anybody? I'm wearing a Nintendo 64 shirt. You understand what I'm saying? I don't care anymore. I know that the most important thing is what comes out of my mouth. It's more important than if I'm fat, if I'm bald, if any color I am, what nationality, it doesn't matter. Belief is a universal language. And when you open your mouth and you're doing a business you believe in, it's going to come across and people are going to tell you you're being sincere, and that's going to make your business grow. And every business, period. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end this. I know this has been a lot of talk, but I want to let y'all know that there is different businesses. And each business can have its benefits. But I will tell you this, y'all. If I had started right now with the amount of work that I put in that very first business, with all the enthusiasm and excitement I had, and I would have focused all that attention on video, and for $1,000 Exitus Elite, it would have made me $100,000 in the first 3 months from day one being, from the get-go. And y'all, I can tell you, that's exactly why people get in online business. Now, I'm not going to say that you're going to put that much work in. I don't know what you're capable of doing. But the very first business I came in, I went number one on the leaderboards. And I stayed there for a long time. And it was such a low item ticket that I was still barely paying my bills. And I was able to quit my job with it, but I was still having to work my tail off to keep above the water. You understand what I'm saying? So when I left that and started getting into the businesses where the money was at, that's when things change. In my opinion, y'all, Exitus Elite is that answer. It is the business you're looking for. So y'all, click the link down below. Give me a call. I'll put the first person in your business underneath for you. So I'm definitely going to be doing that as well. So if you need anything, just let me know. Appreciate it.